down with LPP. Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP. Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP. Yeah, you know me.
And we are back at the OPP, the Getting the Perspective Podcast. First and foremost, I would like to thank Yahuwah the Most High for this opportunity. Without him, none of this is possible. Remember, he is the way, the truth, and the life, and all honor, power, and glory belongs to him, and he does it as he pleases with it. With that being said, mi gente, que lo que hay, my people, what it is. Yeah, my people, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I know, I haven't been in front of the camera for a while. You know, I've been, life has taken me in different directions. The Most High has different plans for me, you know what I'm saying? And his timing is the right timing. My timing is not the right timing. So all I can say is for the Father's timing, my time has yet not come for me to be where he wants me to be, his chosen individual. But he's going to put me there. And, you know, when he does, y'all going to go along for the ride with me. But anyways, like I said, I'm back and we good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to get back here at least once a week. After this, I was busy. I was busy with, I was taking this class. I took up most of my time. So I couldn't even really get in here. But I'm back here now. I've talked to a couple people, you know, saying they want to hear some teachings, you know. So here I am. I'm here to, you know, all I'm here is to help you help yourself. You don't have to whatever I say, you can toss it. You don't have to, you know, you could change the channel. You don't have to worry about it, you know, whatever. But if you read, you know, say, want to know what's going on with the Most High Yahuwah, I'm going to try to keep as real as I can. I myself, I'm still learning. I still make a lot of mistakes. I am not perfect. I cannot be nobody's moral, you know, saying moral, you know, saying, like, don't look at me and be like, oh, that's the way I should be. You know what I'm saying? Because I am not perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a work in progress. You know, but little by little, the Most High Yahuwah is going to get me to where he wants me to be. So today, in today's episode, we're actually going to talk about 3 different things. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give I got to do a retraction. And you'll hear about it in a minute, you know what I'm saying? I gave a teaching not too long ago. I would say about 6-7 months ago, I gave a teaching. But throughout that, from that time to now, the Father has educated me. And the Father says, you must be like little children to make it to the heaven, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, you have to humble yourself and understand that you don't know everything. You don't know everything. And if you think you know everything, that's when he stops revealing stuff to you because you look like a fool to him, thinking you know what he knows. We cannot understand him. His ways are higher than ours. His ways are better than ours. Just remember that, you know. So I'm gonna talk about the retraction a little bit, and then I'm gonna talk about okay, what are we waiting for? A lot of people are out there asking. They're wondering what's next. What's next? What? But if you read the word in the Old Testament, it tells you what next is. It tells you where we at, you know? So I gave a teaching on the second Exodus one time already. I would say about 6-7 months ago. You can always go back and check it out on the channel. It's called Second Exodus. Today I will not go in depth on it, but I want to give you guys the opportunity that, you know what, hey, I'm gonna show you how awesome the Father is to us. So if you have, you know what I'm saying, you must study yourselves approved. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of Bible verses that speaks on the second Exodus. And if you truly want to know what that is, you just read those Bible verses and then, you know what I'm saying, hey, pray to the Most High Yahuwah and have him, you know, say, open your discernment so you can see the truth and not be blinded by this matrix that we're in. And one thing I got to keep saying is we have to get out of this this Greek mentality, Western mentality way of thinking. You know, it's called Hellenization. We got to get out of that way of thinking. And I will tell you why. That's the reason why I have to make the retraction, because of that way of thinking. Because I was taught, I grew up in church and I was taught a certain thing, but I was wrong. So here we go. The retraction is Yahusha, Yahuwah. Are they the same person? See, a couple months ago when I gave this teaching, I was using my Western mentality, my Hellenization way of thinking, because I was trying to understand or bring an understanding to something that's is questioned all over the world. But we're not supposed to try to understand his teachings, because that's philosophy. What is life about? What is this about? That's Hellenization. That's the Greek way of thinking, the Trinity. If you want to know about the Trinity, then the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, hey, go back and do your own work. I'm only saying that's not what's up. That's not what it is. I'm gonna talk about it right now. But yeah, if you go back in history, there's a Greek philosopher called Origen. Origen was the first individual that came up with the Trinity doctrine. So see, it was a man that came up with that doctrine. And Origen, he was right before Plato, Socrates. All those people had a way of Hellenizing the way we think nowadays. Okay? So is Yahusha Yahuwah? That's the question, And for a long time, I kind of taught, they're 3 in 1. Yeah, they're the same. And then I came in here in a teaching that I gave. I was trying to explain to my kids and to my family, because it was a big question that they were asking me, but nobody could come up with a solid answer. And my way of thinking, my Hellenized way of thinking, I came up with a kind of a solution that kind of made sense, but I was wrong. And I'm here to admit I was wrong, and I apologize to the Most High Yahuwah for that. And now I'm here to tell you guys the same thing. Hey, my bad. I didn't mean you guys to tell you something that wasn't what it is, but I'm here to fix that. Because like I said, you must humble yourself. If you keep humbling yourself, he will keep teaching you. If you're prideful, why would he teach you? You think you know everything. Okay? So, is Yahusha Yahuwah? He is not. They are not the same person. When I gave it to you before, the way I broke it down was, Yahuwah has had an essence, and then what he did, saying he gave 25% of his essence to the Son and 25% of his essence to his Spirit, and he kept 50 for himself. It makes sense if you think about it, but I was totally wrong. And you know what? I'm so glad the Father educated me, because I do not want to be making these kind of mistakes. But so here we go. Let's learn what Yahusha was teaching while he was down here, and when he died on the cross for us. We're gonna take a little trip for him teaching the way. The way. See, that's the thing. When Yahusha was down here, what he was teaching was called the way. But in hindsight, really now, since we're 2,000 years later, he was really talking about himself, because Yahusha, he is the way to the Father. He is not the destination. He is the way. And everybody knows, all Christianity knows, the only way to the Father is through what? Through Jesus. Without Jesus, you cannot make it to the Father. I use Yahusha. I like using his Hebrew name, but so I know you guys use Jesus, so I'll use it, saying for you guys. But myself, I like to whenever when I pray or I like to call them out by their names, just out of respect, just to honor them, So, but I will use Jesus today. So, when Jesus was down here, he said, the only way to the Father is through me, and it's true. You see that? The only way to the Father is through me. But we were taught, there was 3 in 1. They're all the same person. They are not the same person. Do I know how it works? I'm sorry. I do not know. I don't know his ways. His ways are higher than mine. I'm sorry. I don't know. You see, when I try to put in my own way of thinking, I made a huge mistake. And you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just let's allow him to teach us. And one thing you understand is that when he was teaching and when Yahuwah, the Most High, gave the Torah, he never gave somebody, say Moses, hey, why don't you go read that and see what they think about it? No. The Torah is called instructions. He instructed you what to do. You weren't supposed to think about it. You just did what he told you to do. You just follow his ways. You follow his ways, you're good. The minute you start doing your own way of thinking, the minute you turn from that, then that's religion. That's religion, because why? Hey, religion is much easier than to follow the way. Okay? So remember, Yahusha, when he was down here, he was teaching the way. But really, in hindsight now, we know that all he was doing was talking about himself because he is the way to the Most High. So let's take it to the scripture real quick. Okay? So I'm going to read a couple Bible verses here for you guys. Let's start with John 14. And we're gonna go to 6. John 14:6. Okay. And here we go. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That's what I was just saying about. See right there, it says it. No one comes to the Father. They have to go through him. So he is the way. The Father is the destination. See? So then we're going to continue to John 14, verse 28. Okay, so verse 28 says here, it says, okay, you heard me say to you, I am going away and I will come to you. If you love me, you would have rejoiced because I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. You see, he's making a differentiation. The Father is greater than I. Don't call me good, because the only good one is the Father. That's what Yahusha said. You see, he's differentiating himself. There's two different. Now, do I understand how it works? His ways are higher than ours. How am I going to ever understand how Yahuwah does things? How? I don't know. But I know that the Father chose his Son, and how it happened, I have no clue. The spirit of Yahuwah is really people talk about like it's like they show like a bird flying around, a pigeon or whatever, and they say it's him. No, his spirit is the power that he sends out to the world. That is his spirit. It's not a separate person. It's his own spirit that he sends out to the world. And you got to remember, each and every single one of us, we all have what? Spirit, soul, and flesh. The spirit is not ours. The spirit, whenever we pass away, the spirit goes back to the Father. You see? So then his spirit, when he shoots it out, we have some of it in us. So, bam. There's a connection when it comes with the spirit, But again, how do I know how Yahusha came about? It's a conundrum. I will never figure it out. Nobody will ever figure it out. The only one that knows is the Father. That's it. Nobody else knows what the Father. So let's continue reading. I'm gonna move on to Revelation. Revelation, real quick. Just one more example. Revelation, chapter 3, verse 12. 3, verse 12. Let's see what it says here. It says, the one who conquers, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God. Never shall he go out of it, and he will write on his name of my God, and my name of the city of my God, and the new Jerusalem, which comes down from my God out of heaven. See, that's Yahusha talking. It's in red. So that's Yahusha, Jesus talking, and he keeps referring to his Father as my Father, my God, my God, it's two different people. It's not the same person. But what we tend to do is we cherry pick certain verses in the Bible that they can kind of like, oh, it fits. So then we can come up with our own conclusion. For example, this is one of the major ones I used to use all the time. So we're gonna go right now. We're gonna go to hold on 1 second. Let me see. John. We're going back to John. John 3. John 14. Oops. John. Sorry. John 14. 9. Okay, here we go. This is what we do with our Hellenized way of thinking. We cherry pick, but if you read it a little further down, you'll get the whole context. But if you cherry pick at the word, so you have to take the word from the beginning to the end. You cannot pick here and there because you're gonna miss a lot of context. So here, I used to use this one quite a bit, John 14:9. Here we go. He goes, have you been with me so long, and still you don't know me, Philip? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? See that? So you can cherry pick and say, oh, the Father's in me and I am in him. But what he was really talking about right there was that the Father, he does what the Father does. The Father's inside him, and whatever the Father does and says is what Yahusha said. That's why, that's why you have to keep reading down. Yeah, let's read the next one. Next verse 10. Do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? The words I say to you do not speak of my own authority, but the Father who dwells in me that does the work. See what I'm saying? If you read a little further down, he's not saying he's the Father. He says the Father dwells in him. And because the Father dwells in him, he does what the Father does. That's what he was trying to do. So we got to stop trying to cherry pick things here and there. And a cherry pick here and there, and read everything in context. Okay, I'm gonna read 2 more verses real quick. So let's take it to Matthew's real quick. Because you know what, there's nothing better than taking this. We gotta take it to the Word. We take it to the Word. You know what I'm saying? Because the words, it's written by directed by the Father. Okay, so Matthew 16, verse 16. We're gonna read this and 17. Okay. So Simon Peter. Okay, so we'll go ahead. We'll go to 15 first. And this is Yahusha talking, Jesus. He's talking to Peter. He said to them, but who do you say I am? Simon Peter replied, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered him. See, even Peter, the Father gave that to Peter. That is my son. Remember when he got baptized, and when John the Baptist and his spirit showed up, he said, this is my son who I am well pleased with. See, so now I'm gonna keep reading here. Blessed are you, Simon Barhana, which is Peter. For flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I tell you, R. Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. See, again, he's differentiating. He's not the Father. Even the Father, showed Peter, and Yahusha knew, like, hey, you didn't hear this from no human being. There's no way you can know that. There is no way you can know what you just told me unless you receive discernment, knowledge from the Father. Exactly. The last verse I'm going to read about this, and then we'll continue. It's going to be Daniel 7. We're going to go to Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. Let's see what's going on. Verse 13. Okay. The Son of Man is given dominion. Okay. So this is Daniel. He's a prophet. He's prophesying what's going to happen in the future. He goes, I saw in a vision, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, there came one like a son of man, and he came to the Ancient of Days and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion and glory and the kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is everlasting dominion, which shall not pass, and his kingdom no one shall destroy. There he goes again. See, he's separate. He says that he saw the Son of Man, given authority by the Father. Okay, you know what? Hey, these verses you can go back and read them yourself. Read the whole chapter. Read the context. Study for yourself. Study yourself approved. That's your job. That's your job. It's your job. Your job is to create the relationship with you and the Father. Religion's not going to get you nowhere. You have to create that relationship, and he will guide you. He will guide you to the way. The way will guide you to the destination. And the way is Yahusha, who is not Yahuwah. Woo! Praise the Father, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Most High. Most High. Remember this. I'm gonna teach you guys a little Paleo Hebrew. So if you want to learn how to say thank you or thanks to the Father in Hebrew, you say Yada. Yada Abba Yahuwah. Like that's me saying thank you, Father Yahuwah. Yada Abba Yahuwah. Now, if you want to say Baruch Abba Yahuwah, Baruch means blessed Father Yahuwah. So use these terms when you worship him. He can see that you're trying to connect with them by using these words. Yahuwah is my Alua. Yahuwah is my Alua. Yahuwah is my Savior, my everything. He is. See, so whenever you're praising and use those terms, learn them. Learn. Kodesh means set apart. That's what we have to do. We have to set ourselves apart. In fact, Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, this was going on. Hey, happy Passover, happy Feast of Unleavened Bread. Hey, I'm doing it. I did not eat no yeast or anything leavened for 7 days. Did not do it. Celebrate Passover. Hey, how awesome is that? Happy Passover. Hey, enjoy these days. Guess what? These days are his days. They're his days. They're not our days. He chose them. And when he comes on to reign, guess what days he's going to celebrate? These days. Not our human made up days. I'm not going to go deep into that, but you know what? I've talked about that before. Remember, try to celebrate his day. Create that relationship with the Father. And guess what? You do that, and he's going to take you to places that you've never thought you could be. And take it from me. I'm a perfect example. And I don't want to speak on it yet, because a sign of wisdom is keeping your mouth shut. That's another thing he's taught me, that I must close my mouth and not allow, because when I say what I'm doing, now the enemy hears it, and now I got all these spirits who are just chilling around the area. They're there, they're hearing what I'm saying, and then they're hearing me give away what the Father is trying to give me. So a sign of wisdom is whatever's going on with you, keep it to yourself until your time has come. And the Father will tell you when your time will come. It's not on your time, it's on his time. Remember that. So I was saying about the second Exodus. Okay, what are we waiting for? What's next? I know a lot of people are waiting on the rapture. That's not gonna happen. But if you want to believe it does, and stay asleep, go ahead. You know, how can I sit there and say, oh, just because we're here in America and we're so special that we're not going to be the ones to have to go through the tribulation when right now in China and in Africa, they're going through it. In all those countries, they're going through it right now. How can I tell that guy you're not going to go through it when they're going through it? It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So if you want to learn about the second Exodus, I gave a teaching about this, I would say, about 6-7 months ago. You could go back and check it out. Okay. But I'm going to give you guys some verses. So if you want to study yourselves to prove, go do it. Trust me, it'll change your way of thinking because you'll know what's next. And you won't be, saying, oh, all these wars and rumors of wars and it's fear mongering by society trying to keep us down. No. You must free your mind from that. And the only way you're going to free your mind is if he frees it from you and it comes with the relationship that you build with him. So if you want to read about the second, when I just said the word. But anyways, if you want to read about the second Exodus, there you go. Sorry, second Exodus, there you go. Deuteronomy 4, from verse 25-31. Nehemiah 1, 8 and 9. Jeremiah 30, 7-11. Ezekiel 37, 21-23. Isaiah 10, 20-30. Isaiah talks it a couple times. Isaiah also talks about it on Isaiah 11, verse 10-12. Also 14, 1 and 2, 41, 8-10, 43, 1-6, 60, 21, and 22. Go read all those for yourselves. Another one, Zechariah 8. Chapter 8, verse 7 and 8. Now, let me count that out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different prophets that prophesy about the same thing. 5 different prophets who lived in 5 different eras. They didn't all live together. But they're all prophets, and the Most High showed them the second Exodus. And it all has to do with Jacob's trouble. It all has to do with our ancestors who did not follow the word of the Father. And what did he do? He cursed them. He said he was going to do it, and they still did. They still didn't follow, so he ended up cursing them. He scared them to the world. But the last thing he says, when the time comes, he's going to gather them back. He's going to gather them back. So that's what we are waiting for. The second Exodus. Go read up on it. Saying do your own homework. I'm here to help you help yourself. And if you don't want to help yourself, hey, you do you. You do you. Okay? All right. So now I want to talk about this download that the Father gave me, okay? Which is so awesome, it is so awesome, So you gotta understand the way the Father loves us. It's he sent his only begotten Son to come and take my place on the cross, so I will ever do it. But did you hear the key word? His only begotten Son, his Son. But guess what? Guess who we are too? We are his sons and daughters. So guess who Yahusha is to us? He's our big brother. He is our big brother. You know what I'm talking about? How awesome is that? And in fact, I'm gonna show you a video in a minute. Not yet. In a minute, I'll tell you what I'm gonna show you. In a minute, I'm gonna show you guys in a video of the way Yahusha loves us. It's all this came together. I was dreaming, and then in the morning this video popped up, and it had to do with my dream. I woke up and I was like crying like a little baby. I was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, because Yahusha, him being our big brother. See, I'm a big brother. You know what? And I'm a dad. And I'm a big brother. But if I had the choice for something to happen to me or to my little brothers and sisters, you know what? I would rather it happen to me, not to them, because I love them that much. They're my little brother and sister. I gotta look out for them. That is what Yahusha did for us. He didn't have to, but he did for us. How awesome is that? And he died for us. He died for me. My brother, he died for me. And then he says he went to heaven to make a place for me. So then when he comes back down, I can live with him. How awesome is that? Come on now. You know, how awesome is that? So and another part of the download is the story of the prodigal son. The father, the Yahuwah is the father. Yahusha, the big brother. But Yahusha didn't get jealous about us. No, Yahusha loved us so much that he went and died on the cross for us. And then he went back and built a place for us. Now it's up to you to make that us you. Build your relationship. How awesome is that? We are the prodigal sons. The father knew that we were going to go astray. He knew that. He said it. But you know what? He also made a way so we can make it back to the Father. And that way is Yahusha. So I want to read one verse for you right now. It's gonna go ahead and well, I'm gonna show you. You know what? It's just so awesome. I'm not gonna even tell you anything. I'm just gonna read it to you. I'm just gonna read this to you. Okay, so it's Matthew chapter 12, verse 50. Let's go to 50. Bam. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, here we go. The last verse. For whosoever does the will of my Father. This is Yahusha talking. It's in red. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. You see that? I told you. That's our big brother. Man, how awesome is he? How awesome is he? All power and glory belongs to the Father. Yada Yahuwah, Yada Abba Yahuwah, Yada Abba Yahuwah, Baruch Abba Yahuwah, Baruch Abba Yahuwah. Remember, he is a solution to any problem. He is the answer to any question. So don't be afraid to come to Yahusha and ask for something, because the way is going to go to the destination and going to give you the solution and the answers. Woo, how awesome was that, my brothers and sisters? You know, so like I said, do your own homework, study yourselves approved. I will show you the video. I'll show you the video right after the part where I said where I told you how awesome that that Yahusha loves us and that I would die for my little brothers and sisters. So the video's gonna pop in right now. Here we go.
Why did God give you cancer? Because God allowed it, right? Because God is in control.
Because he chose me.
And why did he choose you?
Because I'm a special boy.
You're a special boy. You are. But you've been through so much pain. Why did God say yes to that?
Because he chose me to do it.
And are you mad at God? At all?
No.
Why?
Because I'm glad that he chose me and not one of like Maddie or Emma.
Why?
Because then they're gonna have to go through this.
And you don't want them to. Okay. Why is Daddy crying?
Because I have to go through this.
Yeah. I wish I was going through I wish I had cancer so that you wouldn't have to have it. But God said no, huh? You know, it's hurt Daddy and Mommy so much to see you go through everything. I have a question. Why do you still smile?
Because even though I have pain and stuff, but God still makes me happy.
Yeah?
And I don't be sad or mad at God.
You know, hon, every single day you smile. That beautiful smile. Even when we're in the hospital, you smile. You always smile. And do you know that your smile has helped a lot of people? Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, the little boy, he got cancer at a very young age. And he was in a lot of pain. And little boy's only maybe 8 years old, 9 years old. And the father's sitting there crying, asking him questions. How is it possible that you're so happy? How is it possible when you're going through all this pain? And the little boy's like, it's because I'm special. And the father asks him, do you know why I'm crying? He goes, yeah, you're crying because you don't want me to go through what I'm going through. And he goes, so then why? And then the father asks the kid, why, his son, why do you still smile and are so happy? And the kid, hold on. Woo! The kid says, because he has 2 little sisters. And the kid says, because I don't want them to go through it. And that is what Yahusha did for us. How awesome is that? Yada Yahuwah. Our power and glory belongs to you. With that being said, from the Okela perspective, stay safe. Stay smooth. May Yahuwah bless you always. Be safe. Peace. I'm out.